Hello and welcome back to Wordsmith's Creative Writing. Our prompt for this week is more of a personal reflection on the writing task, which matches this week's theme of reflection. Look out on Wednesday for a bonus video on how we can use our reflections to improve our writing. And remember, you can find more notes and extension tasks on the blog, wordsmithcreativewriting.blogspot.com. So our prompt is a little complicated this week. There's lots of instructions that come with it, so I'm just going to work through them as the tasks. So it's 182, which is what's in a name. So to start with, I want you to think back as far as you can remember and write down every name you've ever been called. This could include pet names that your mum or grandma used, nicknames and short names that your friends use, formal names, informal, what your dad calls you when you're bad, what your bullies called you. This is entirely personal and private, so don't be embarrassed or worried about it. No one expects you to publish your list, because I'm not going to. So every name that you can remember in a list, you can probably list about 8 or 10. So take 5 minutes to do that. And then I want you to pick 3 different names and answer these questions. First, who used or uses it? Second, how does it make you feel? Third, do you like or dislike it and why? And 4, does it fit you? So 5-10 minutes. Names are important. There was an old belief that the right name would shape a child and enforce the ideals of character on the adult they would become. I can't say it's got any real testable effect, but I have met a number of Karens and Collins who certainly fit the stereotype, so it might be true. Now, we're going to develop a character, but first we're going to start with a little self-reflection. So look at your list and pick out the name that is most like you. Under that name, I want you to list your personal attributes. Now, be honest about yourself, positive and negative. I'll put a huge list of words on the blog page. Pick the ones that you think really reflect your personality. Again, this is private, so be honest, you don't have to share. Aim for at least 8 or 10 and try and pick an even number of positive and negative for balance. To develop our character, we're going to look in a mirror, figuratively speaking, list as the beginnings of a new character who's a reflection of you, but also a new person in their own right. Now, to develop these ideas, we're going to use some character profile questions. So I've used these before on other prompts, so it's very simple. Where are they born? What was their family like? Favourite memory? How have their experiences shaped them? Where are they going and what they're going to do when they get there? You might find it easier to pick one attribute, nervousness or tidiness, and focus on that as a foundation. Then build the other features in. You should take a good 10-15 minutes to really build this character into a realistic person, not a comic book villain. So realistic, not caricature. So you should have the foundations of a character, and now we need to put him or her in a situation. So in real life, we automatically make assumptions and conclusions about a person as soon as they walk into a room, before they've even opened their mouth to speak. And that's what we're going to do with this character. Now, the room can be anywhere. It could be an interview or an office, a classroom, or somewhere else. The choice is yours. I want you to write a short scene in the third person. That's where you're looking at the scene from the outside. From where your character steps into a room to when they speak for the first time. So things to think about is, how do they move? What are they doing and why? Got to try to show, not tell. That might be a little difficult if you've not done it before, but try and show things and don't say what they are. I'll put more about that on the blog. Aim for 2 or 3 paragraphs. Should take you about 10 or 15 minutes. Every character has a little of the author in them, whether they imagine themselves in situations to help the story play out or give their characters their own attributes, or attributes they dislike. Creating a character who is your opposite is an interesting way of developing characteristics that you can develop and use over and over again. Character building is like sculpting with plasticine. The foundation is always the same, but the final product is shaped to fit the story. So the reflection questions for today are: I am or am not satisfied with my character profile, because. My favourite part was because, and I struggled with, so next time I will. So I've not given you any examples this week because this prompt isn't really about building a character. It's about looking in a mirror. Through these exercises, you've identified your positive and negative attributes, and here is your opportunity to decide which ones you want to keep and which to change. A psychologist friend of mine once said that the better, more rounded individual can be found in the glass of the mirror, not in the reflections on either side. You can be confident without being complacent. You can be compassionate without being soft. Dishonesty is always bad, but tactful use of untruths can be useful. So look at your two lists of attributes and make a decision for yourself which you will avoid and which you will adopt in the future. And I'll see you on Wednesday for the bonus video. Pick next week's prompt. That's okay. With number 42, which is alarm clock. It's good.